Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are going to be doing the Cultist today on the Conquest of Azeroth Alpha. I've heard a lot of really cool things about this class, and to be honest, I'm not really sure how to play it. I know that you can scale it from like 3 different stats. I'm not really sure what's the best way, but I've got a whole shitload of gear to try out to maybe see if I can figure it out. Now, this class has got quite a few abilities, even at level 1. It's got 4 abilities to use, including Cannibalism if you're the undead, and then it's actually got a passive. So let's go over the skills so we know what we're working with from level 1. Eldritch Strike, 3-second cooldown, requires melee weapon, deals 100% weapon damage to an enemy as shadow damage, and restores mana to you based on your strength, generates 1 Void Rune. Blade of N'Zoth, 6-second cooldown, requires 2 Void Runes. Imbue your weapon with the dark power of N'Zoth before striking the enemy. Dealing shadow damage, has a chance to summon a tentacle of N'Zoth. Generates 5 insanity plus an additional 10 if a tentacle is already summoned. Eldritch Mending, 40-yard range, 2-second cast, heal a friendly target for a set amount and reduce your insanity by 3. Okay, that's good. Channeled Realign Cell, 40-second cooldown. You begin to meditate, draining your insanity and regenerating 20% of your base mana over 10 seconds, can only be used outside of combat. And then the last one I believe here is Twilight's Hammer. Increase your spell power of your shadow damage spells by 30% of your strength and your attack power by 20% of your intellect. Also, your block rating is increased by 30% of your intellect, so these guys can tank. Now, I haven't actually played this at all, but I know if you generate too much insanity, your guy actually goes crazy and starts casting spells until he eventually blows up, from what I understand. So this is a Void Rune. Is this the insanity? Nope. Okay, there's the insanity. Okay. Old God's Influence drains 3 insanity every 3 seconds. If this reaches 100 stack, you will lose your mind. Well, I'm gonna go just down here to like the very first part of death knell. Oh, there it is, insanity bar. Sick. I'm gonna go like right down here and just chain pull monsters until we go insane, just so we can all see what it looks like, all right? All right, so generating insanity early level is not as easy as I thought it was, but we did unlock new ability at level 4. Bend Will. You bend the target humanoid, demon, or undead's mind to the will of the old gods. If used on an NPC, the target will be bent to your control for the next 30 minutes after a 1-second delay. If used against a player, this effect has no delay, but a significantly reduced duration. The unit charmed by this ability works as a primary pet and therefore does not function in conjuncture with other primary pets. This does not include tentacles. Now, I have heard through the grapevine that the skill don't work. So let's try it. Invalid target, right. Okay. Okay, so we got an undead here. Yeah. It's on level Samuel. Let's see what this does. What the fuck? I made 2 of him? Okay, so this is just a clone ability. Sure. I mean, that's not how it's supposed to work, but all right. All right, we got level 7. Blade of N'Zoth is not generating any insanity if I'm not summoning the tentacle, so I misread that. So you actually have to summon tentacle apparently to get like the insanity, because even when I use it, it says it's supposed to generate 5, then an additional 10 if it summons a tentacle. It does only the tentacle, like only when the tentacle comes out do I get the insanity. So kind of lame. I wanted to see how it looked when I actually like went crazy with this guy. So Psychic Mockery is the skill we got at level 7. So they taunts the target to attack you. If the target is not already attacking you, they also suffer a large amount of shadow damage, which is cool. So if you lose threat even just for a moment in a fight, you could use this, and I'm assuming they're gonna have mechanics that will scale their threats off of their shadow damage, I would assume, since this is all like shadow damage based. So that could be really good for tanking, because not only will you get the taunt, you also get a damage bonus when you hit them, which generates even more threat, making them easier to stick on you. So that's pretty cool. Oh man, we're getting abilities left and right. Let's see what we got. Blade of Yashar, 6-second cooldown, requires 2 Void Runes. Abuse your weapons with the dark power of Yashar before striking target for 250% weapon damage, reducing all damage you take for 10% for 10 seconds, generates 15 insanity. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's the level of insanity build that we need. Let's go. Does a decent amount of damage. It must share a cooldown with this. Yeah, okay, so those abilities share a cooldown. Good to know. Blade of N'Zoth, Blade of Yashar. They both share a cooldown. It's not generating 15 insanity, dude. Really? That's like the whole point. Man, that's like one of the reasons I wanted to play this class today is because I wanted to like do the thing and go crazy. Oh, hey, look, it's Deeb, the rare we killed with the Reaper. I wonder what he's gonna feel like with the cultists. Oh, that's doing a lot of damage. Hold on. Kill him. Easy. Okay. Give myself a heal. Hit this guy. Did he pull? No, he did not. Okay. I don't think it really would have been a problem if he did. That guy pulled, though. What a fucking... Okay. You know what? Let's give myself a heal. Let's go in. Let's go. Let's go. Bring it on, Deeb. Actually, don't. Oh, my God. I'm gonna die. I'm actually gonna die here. Wait, I'm bad. Healing potion. Oh, it... Hey, guys, guess where we're going? Yep, RFC. It's probably getting really old at this point, but phase 3 apparently is supposed to be coming out decently soon, maybe within the next week or two, in an effort to try to get every single class up to level 30, just so I can actually play them from level 30 to 40, because I'm genuinely interested. I want to get all the classes leveled up to level 30, so I can give you guys that full 21 class review. But we did hit level 12. We're heading over to RFC. We'll go over the skills we unlocked while we're going. So you know how I said we're probably going to get a thing that increases our threat from our shadow damage? Well, there it is. Twilight Zealotry, 60% increased threat from shadow damage. The other ability we got was this one, Gaze of Cthulhu. 6-second cooldown, instant blast an enemy with the power of Old God Cthulhu, dealing shadow damage and generate 6% of your maximum mana. Damage dealt increased by 1% for each stack of insanity. If you are above insanity, 60% when you cast a spell, you instantly lose 20% of your insanity. Not too bad. Now, this character does decent enough damage. It can't dual wield, unfortunately, so I think two-handers might be the way to go. I do have a couple of good two-handers I can use, but for now, I'm just using spell power gear. I'm in intellect spec right now because it does give me the most spell power, but we will see. Where was that belt? Where was that belt? Level 12 belt I have. Yeah, there it is. And these pants. Boom. Okay. So now we are sitting at... Oh, that reduces your damage, even though it doesn't say it does. Okay, good to know. 62 shadow damage, and everything does shadow damage. So let's see what this guy looks like, or feels like, in RFC. His durability might be the problem here. Let's get a heal off. Hopefully heals me enough. It's rough. It's definitely rough. Not as good as I was hoping. Not as strong as I was maybe expecting, but let's give it another go here. If we get a tentacle, it should feel... Oh, damn it. We're not getting like any tentacle spawns. If we get a tentacle spawn, I do a substantial amount of extra damage. That thing does quite a bit, actually. What was... Oh, my melee wasn't going off. I didn't realize I had a spell queued. Whoops, that's my bad. Oh, now I get it, of course, right at the end. Of course. Just my luck. Well, let's bring this guy into it. Oh, we got 2 tentacles now. See, once you actually get tentacles, you actually do quite a bit of damage. The tentacles do enough to actually feel sizable. It's just a matter of actually getting them is the problem. All right, we seem to be getting like an ability every level. I'm not even kidding you. We've gotten so many abilities. Where's the other one? We just got Twilight Shield Toss. Sick. Okay, so the other ones we got was actually Empire's Grasp and the Awakening. So these are the 3 skills I've gotten so far. Awakening is just a res, can't be cast in combat. Empire's Grasp, 40-second cooldown, 40-yard range, and cast. Instantly teleport an enemy to your position, taunting them, focusing them on you, slowing their movement speed by 40%. Target's immune to stun, in fact, cannot be targeted by this ability, so can't use that on bosses, unfortunately. But we just got this Twilight Shield Toss, 20-second cooldown, 30-yard range, requires shield hurled a cursed shield at an enemy, dealing shadow damage, reducing their movement speed by 50% for 5 seconds, and bouncing up to 3 additional enemies. All enemies hit with this ability are taunted. This ability generates a large amount of threat. That is fucking sweet. Dude, a corrupted Captain America shield taunt. That's dope. So the other thing that I have realized about this class, which is not explained on the tooltip, is if you look at this, Blade of N'Zoth, imbue your weapon with the dark power of N'Zoth, dealing shadow damage. it by no means says it scales off your weapon damage, but it totally does, and your attack power. So I'm in intellect spec, and it does about, I don't know, 105, 110, and I have 82 shadow damage. And then I go into strength spec, where I have 56, and it does about 90 more damage per hit. So they need to update the tooltip of this to either say it does shadow damage plus your weapon damage, or completely reword it, because right now it doesn't actually accurately represent what it does. So that would be a good change, but we're level 15. We're not doing the best. It's definitely not as, like, say, powerful as like the Reaper or something, but it's definitely still doable. So we're gonna keep grinding here, head over to Wailing Caverns around maybe level 19 and see how that feels then, okay? Wow, look at that. We're back in Wailing Caverns. Who would have guessed that, right? So we actually unlocked a couple new abilities, I believe. Horror Bolt, I don't think we had last time. So it costs 1 Void Rune, just deals damage, 1 second cast, can be used while moving, generates 1 Insanity. So this is kind of like your ranged spender if you want to just be a caster. But the thing, we just unlocked a level 19. This class has unlocked, by the way, just like a skill almost every level. So if you want a class that unlocks a lot of stuff all the time, play the Cultist. But anyway, the ability we just got, Tentacle of N'Zoth, 8-second cooldown, 30-yard range. Summon a Tentacle of N'Zoth at the target location. It will deal 24 shadow damage to your enemies for 20, or deal shadow damage to your enemies for 24 seconds. Excuse me, I misspoke. When summoned, the tentacle will slow the movement speed of all enemies within 30 yards by 50%. That's crazy. That's a big, big slowdown. Now, I would say that, I'll be honest here, the class destroys shit when everything works. When you get your tentacles, when you hit stuff, you know, your abilities, and they happen to crit, or everything just kind of starts proccing. So it's a very, very heavy RNG class. So when it does work, it feels legitimately amazing. Being able to summon these tentacles now just feels actually really good. But I will warn you now, when you don't get the right abilities and it doesn't work right, it feels awful. You feel bad, but the damage of these tentacles doesn't show up on my MSBT. But I mean, look at that. Let's see how much damage they do just by themselves. Bam, look at that damage, dude. Oh, they do actually show up. Nice, okay. So the tentacles are doing about 109 damage a piece without me hitting. That's pretty insane. So I could imagine what you're gonna wanna do to maybe get the most effectiveness out of your tentaculars is being able to cast them in areas that you're gonna be able to train a couple monsters into over and over and over. It does feel good when everything's going. You tear things up when it's fully going. You got all the things, you got all the procs. It feels pretty good then, but without it, it feels bad. But being able to summon these tentacles is insane. Look how much damage it's doing. Woo! That almost one-tapped that dude. That's crazy. As far as flavor, I think it's really fun. Like, legitimately fucking sweet. This is not what I would expect from this class. It's like a strength scaling melee shadow tank DPSer is the best way I can describe it. It's like, it's the closest thing what I'd consider to maybe like a Project Ascension build, where you just kind of like have whatever you want and you can just kind of do whatever you desire. So like it definitely fits the flavor quota. It's a little weak, but I think it's picking up really well with these tentacle casts. So we're gonna keep grinding here, probably get to about level 24, 25 here, and then head over to Stockades and see how this fares in a little bit harder area. All right, we made it over to the Stockades. We're level 25. This class is interesting. I can say I'm fairly surprised at how it's played. It's decently powerful. I would say, unfortunately, like 80% of its power right now is locked behind getting as many of these tentacles as possible. It is kind of annoying, but when you have them, dude, the power spike from 19 to whenever with this class, when you get those tentacles, probably the most insane power spike of the 14 class I've leveled so far. This will be the 14th, but either way, at level 19, Cultist turns the fuck on for damage. It's unreal. Anyway, the other couple abilities we got, Whisper, 10-second cooldown, instantly heals you for a set amount, but reduces all magical healing you take or they take, can heal a friendly target by 20% for 4 seconds, generates 20 insanity. The other one thing we just got is Edict of Gluttony, 10-second cooldown, 1 second cast, curse an enemy for 1 minute. Allies, all allies that deal damage to the cursed target have a chance to be healed for a set amount. That's gonna be insane in raids, being able to cast out on a raid boss. Yeah, This class is going to be insane. So I'll show you guys kind of what I mean when I say you get a lot of damage once you get your tentacles. So we're going to do this. We're going to go in here. And like all of your damage is like basically locked behind these tentacles. You can tell this one tentacle is kind of like almost soloing this one guy. Do you see how much damage we're doing with these 3 tentacles on? Like when you have the tentacles, it's disgustingly powerful. But when you don't, it feels really bad. So that's not as nice. I mean, yeah, just look at the damage, dude. Like it's actually crazy when you have them. I mean, you could actually just heal yourself and just let the tentacles kill stuff. I've done just that exact thing, see? Pretty good, not too bad. I wouldn't say it's probably the most crazy thing I've seen so far, but like I would say the most concentrated power of any class I've seen in one ability is this by far. But we're gonna keep grinding here, probably hit level 30 here in about 20-30 minutes hopefully, and then give you guys a final update of how the class looks at level 30. All right, guys, we hit level 30 on the cultist. I think we got, let's see, 2 hours, 14 minutes. I could probably honestly speedrun faster than the Reaper if I played this correctly, but I was kind of dicking around a little bit. But regardless, we hit level 30. It has been a joy playing this character. I'll just tell you now, it's been a lot of fun. I have my boy Beers. Let me use his Whirlwind Axe because since this is like a spellcaster strength scaling spell power shadow hybrid, you need a good weapon, and I decided to ask somebody if I could use their Whirlwind Axe just to see exactly how much damage this character can do, and this is going to be new for me, so let's see. So we got our level 30 ability. Vision of Doom, 10-minute cooldown. That's amazing. Peer into the endless void, transforming you into a faceless destroyer for 30 seconds. So sick. While transformed, you deal 40% increased damage. You take 20% reduced damage. Every 3 seconds, you will generate 10 insanity and summon a tentacle of N'Zoth nearby. In addition, all enemies within 100 yards will gain a stack of madness every 1 second, I'm assuming, slowing their movement speed by 5% for 10 seconds. Madness stacks up to 10 times. Enemies affected by madness take 30% increased damage for Gaze of Cthulhu for each stack. Jesus Christ, that was a paragraph and a half to read, but it was sick. There's the other ability. We got Eldritch Armor, 10-second cooldown, absorbed shield for 360 damage, lasts 30 seconds. While the shield holds, targets will also be healed for a set amount every 3 seconds. This class is ridiculous. Let me just show you really quick. So, Uno Tentacular. Let's see how much damage this guy does. Boom, dude. Look at that. 160 damage. Okay. So we got... Let's get a couple tentacles out here. Let's get the Eldritch thing on so we actually just pretty much don't take damage. Grab him. Grab him. Get another tentacle down. Yeah. So you can see, like, once you have 2, 3, 4 tentacles down, the damage this class does is almost too much, honestly. It's a little crazy. Look, like, I mean... These tentacles are almost soloing these monsters by themselves. 648 crit, not too bad. Definitely not like the highest per hit, but just the output of this class is just disgusting. Oh, let's get our shield up so we quit taking damage. I mean, I'm doing 350 DPS right now. Like, it's just craziness. Dude, I'm pretty sure I could probably kill like 7 monsters if I had enough tentacles. Anyway, let's go ahead and cast our ultimate ability, Vision of Doom. Let's go. Oh my Jesus. Dude, I'm huge. I'm actually huge, bro. Yo. What is this? Dude, this is the sickest ability ever. Are you kidding me? Ah. Dude. What is this? I am doing so much damage right now, dude. What is this? Dude, what the fuck was that? Oh my god. Okay, that takes the cake. That is the coolest ability I've ever seen in my life. I am so glad that's on a 10-minute cooldown because that was ridiculous, dude. Wow. Okay. Dude. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. This class, flavor-wise, 10 out of, like 55 out of 10. They nail it so perfectly. It is just amazing. I don't particularly like how much power is locked behind your tentacles of N'Zoth. If that's what they're going for, sure, that's fine. But it almost feels like the damage is a little too heavy on this. And they just said in the last video, that Discord post that I had, they kind of want to spread some power out between, you know, the abilities. This class is like 95% of the damage comes through tentacles and then like 1 or 2 abilities. But I mean, overall, dude, like you just saw what I did. That was the coolest spell I think I've ever seen in any version of WoW ever. That was just perfect. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it right for this video. Subscribe below for more content if you haven't already. I will see you in the next one.